Well, good day and welcome to Drive Time. Just back from vacation. Here we're going to talk about sales today. One of the things I noticed on vacation was how well I got sold at a couple of places. And when someone sells you without being salesy, it is such a different feeling to buying. Like, you just feel excited to make the purchase. You feel excited for it to happen. And I'll give you an example that these guys were just geniuses at it, and I really enjoyed actually purchasing to such a degree that I did it twice at this place. So there's 4 keys, and that's what we're going to look at today. There's 4 keys to selling without being salesy, and I think that that's an important aspect to understand. So if you're new to Drive Time, please type in what city you're in or what country you're in. We like to know where we're going on the drive. And yeah, so I want you to share this one with all the salespeople you know, because it's very important to get this right. So, first key to selling without being salesy is to make sure that you position everything as a help positioning. Okay, so here to help, here to coach you through, here to show you how, here to answer your questions. You got to position as that, and the way we do that is a thing called a positioning statement. Now, there's a lot more detail in this in my books on sales and in 30X business. So if you haven't done that, or go chat with your action coach if you haven't. But what it looks at is up front positioning the session, the phone call, the meeting, the Zoom call, whatever it is, and saying something along the lines of, hey, is it okay if I outline how I'd like to go through today's session? And then by doing that, actually, when they say yes, it gives them a feeling of being in charge of the meeting. And then you outline what you want to do in the meeting. And of course, the outline must include things like ask them questions, get to know their things, offer them some solutions, and then 3 things at the end of it that really are important. If we both agree that one of those solutions fits with what you had in mind, then what I'd like to do is make sure we make a decision today. So if it fits with, if we both agree that it fits with what you had in mind, then I'd like to make sure we make a decision today, and we take action and get started today, and we make an investment today. And so being clear up front about that, and then saying, is it okay if we go through everything that way? At that point, you'll either get objections or not get objections. I think it's really important to understand that. If you, again, in 30X business, I actually take you through how to structure that, what sort of questions to put in there, what sort of statements to put in there, and how the process works. So take a look at 30X Biz to get the detail on that. Second thing we got to do to make sure. So first, position ourselves as being there to help. Don't position ourselves as there to sell. Second thing we got to do is use questions. We got to use questions, and not just off-the-cuff questions. We got to program the questions, or script the questions, or get the questions set up. And oftentimes I like doing that by putting together a document, like a questionnaire, or even a script, or even a customer completion form, like you fill out the questions sort of thing. And so you know if you've filled out those questions that you've actually asked them enough. And then one of the big things with asking questions is not just asking surface questions, but digging deeper and using questions. I call them play dumb questions. In Instant Sales, my book Instant Sales, I go into that in a lot of detail. But what it essentially is saying is, you know, oh, and how would that work? And what would that mean? And oh, okay. And how would, and what would, oh, and so digging deeper. Don't just get the surface answer to the question. Play dumb, dig deeper, get further and further and further until you reach emotion. You know, the way sales usually works is I ask a question, the prospect gives an answer, I question, they answer, I question, they answer. You know when the sale is made when they ask the question back, when they ask, well, when can that get delivered? Or, see, when they ask a question like that, that's a I'm ready to buy signal, okay? That's the thing. And I know it's trendy these days to say don't close the sale, open the relationship. But the reality is you've got to, at some point, close the sale. At some point, you got to close the deal. At some point, you got to ask for the sale. And so that's where the third step comes in, and that is we don't actually ask for the sale, we confirm a detail. So we never ever ask, do you want to buy? Because that's the dumbest question in sales. Do you want to buy, yes or no? That is ridiculous. Why would you ever ask a question like, do you want to buy? That gives them the option to say no. What we ask is a detail-oriented question. Do you want that delivered on Wednesday or Thursday? And which color combination did you want that in? Which way is it best to pay for that? Do you want an invoice or do you want us to put it on your credit card? You know, asking those questions, a detail-oriented question, is the best way to make the sale without seeming salesy, okay? Fourth and final thing that makes you not seem salesy is your follow-up. How do you follow up? How do you send a thank you? How do you follow through? How do you send training videos of how to use your product? How do you do, what do you do after the sale that makes it come across as not salesy? Again, type in what city you're in. That's what we do here on Drive Time. Really appreciate that. And also appreciate what is your biggest lesson out of this one? What is the number one thing you take away from this? You know, sales is a wonderful art form. You've got to get good at it. You've got to be great at it to be super successful in business. If you can sell by helping people, and I go back to my definition of sales. My definition of sales is simple: professionally helping people to buy. So be a professional at sales. Keep training, keep studying, keep learning sales. If you do have a sales team, please chat with your action coach about our 12-week sales training programs. We definitely love helping business people and business owners. And even if it's just you, they do run public programs so you can come along and join with a group of other business people and learn sales. But chat with your action coach team. Learn, learn, learn. The better you get at sales, the better you get at conversion, the better you get at average sale bumps, the better you get at repeat business, obviously the better your business is. Remember, you want to build a great business, you got to build a great business owner, and that's you. You keep growing, the business keeps growing. Bye for now. Chat soon. Again, what's your biggest takeaway from today? Thanks. Bye for now.